What's going on, guys? Dan with Right Now Powder Coating, and in today's video we are going to be talking about some spraying techniques, mostly the distance your gun is from the part, and how we can help you guys get a little bit more accurate and better at what you're doing. So let's get into it. Actually, first what I want to do is show you guys my new air compressor, because I've had a couple people ask me about it. We used to have a Polar Air 25 horsepower piston compressor, and it served us well, but man was that thing loud. So I'm going to go show you what we replaced it with. It's a new Polar Air rotary. So let's go look at it. So first off, you're going to notice it does have noise, but man, it is so much quieter. So that's our old one. We ran the oil down a little bit too low, and I think we scorched the pistons and it was bypassing a lot of oil, which was messing us up. So here's our new Eaton air compressor. It's the same 25 horsepower, I believe, but it's got just a little bit more CFM. Super simple to set up. My electrician just moved the wires from this into this unit, 3 wires. And then we plumb the air line from there into this tank. It's building up pressure right now. And then it comes out of the tank like it always did through our air dryer, which is also a Polar product. Love this thing. It works perfectly. Must have if you're a powder coater. You don't get the oil and water in your parts. And then we have an air line that runs it into our blue line, which connects it to all the shop air. So I just thought I could show you guys this. In the video it's probably loud, but in the shop it's not too bad at all. We've been able to actually talk to each other and hear each other, and my customers don't go running for the door when it kicks off. So sorry about that little side deal, but there it is winding down because it's a variable drive, so it'll actually save us quite a bit of power. So we're going to show you guys on this unit over here what I'm talking about when it comes to part distance with your gun, as well as some air settings on your guns. Obviously every gun's gonna be a little different, but we're gonna get into some of that. All right, for the purpose of this video, I'm not gonna run the fans because you're not gonna be able to hear me. We were spraying this blue on some parts yesterday. Today's Saturday, actually. I was just in here doing another project, but I was like, man, I haven't done a video in forever, so I'm gonna show you guys what we're doing here. So the first thing I teach all of my painters when they come in is gun to part distance. So we're going to pretend the wall here is our part. You've got your gun here. What I like to do is spray about 4 to 6 inches away from the part on a first coat. On a second coat, you're going to want to actually get a little bit farther, and you're going to want to be like in that 6 to 10 inch range. And the reason that is the field in front of the gun here is getting charged, all that air, and your particles are coming out and picking up that charge as it gets to the part. Now, if you are only 4 inches away, it's supercharged right in this area on the part, and your powder is going to start rejecting, which gives you that back ionization. If you're back here, you're hitting a lot more air with that charge. It's dissipating quicker. So I'm going to show, this is the first thing I show every painter, and I get really close to the wall and I pull the trigger, and that's what it looks like. So you can see it's really heavy here in the middle, and then it fades out here, but you can also see that your pattern is not very big. Now if you were to come out about 4 inches, you can see how much bigger that pattern already is. Plus it's starting to fill in here in the middle, so it's starting to get a little bit more evenly covered. And when you come out to here, you can really see how big your pattern is. So look how big that gets. A lot of people think you have to be super close to the part. You really don't. In fact, if you can get away from that part, you're gonna have a better transfer efficiency. As that paint comes out, it's gonna pick up that negative charge better, and it's gonna slowly just move its way to the part. So the farther you can get away, the bigger your spray pattern. Yes, you're gonna have to go slower because you're not gonna get as much paint there, but it just keeps getting bigger. So that's the first thing I always yell at them about, is get about 4 to 6 inches away. And then on recoats, we need to get 6 to 10 inches away. Now with your gun settings, your air settings here, we play with them until we're happy. So on this Gema unit, the first number here is actually, right now we've got it at 3.4, but what that is, it's the total air that the system's going to distribute between the red and black line. And then the 31 is the percentage that's actually, I believe, and I always get this backwards, but I believe that's what's pushing it out of your gun. So that's why they have the cloud there. So that is the amount of air that's coming to help supplement the line. Your red line is actually picking up with the Venturi effect and pulling the powder out. It does push it out a little bit, but that black line is what, sorry, camera off. The black line is really what gets you the volume out. So if you were to crank this up and run 60, now you're running 60% of that air as supplemental air. And your powder is going to come out really quick, really heavy. Whereas if you run this number down, what's going to happen is your lower number is going to be picking up that powder, but your air is not, it's not going to be able to come out. So see how light that is compared to what it was? It's still actually spraying really well, but that's what you've got to play with. Every powder is going to spray differently. We get some textures and metallics where you've got to really crank up your main air and then play with your supplemental air to get the right cloud. So the other question I get taught or asked a lot about is the amount of powder that comes out of our gun. Now there's two trains of thought to this. You can crank this total air down. If you want a really, really small cloud, I don't like to run it that low. And you're gonna have a nice soft cloud. See, you can barely even see it on camera. You're not gonna have a lot of wasted powder on the floor or coming out of the booth, but it's gonna take you a lot longer to spray. Whereas if you crank these bad boys up, I've actually been in shops where I've seen them running in the 6s on both numbers. Not even a joke. I don't ever run this high. That is a lot of powder, boys and girls. Look at that. I mean, it's everywhere. So if you want to put the mills on fast and move really fast, crank those up. If you want detailed work or don't want to waste a lot of powder, crank them down. I like to think we're kind of in the middle. We usually run in the 3.0 to 4.5 on the main air, and then on the upper number we try and stay pretty close to that 30 to 40 number. But again, practice, spray, try things. That's all you can do. Every gun's going to be a little bit different. The way that the air is distributed is going to be a little bit different, so you've got to play with those numbers. I hope this video helps some of you guys. I don't want to make it too long because I'm not doing any editing. It's just been so long since I've got one to you, so I wanted to get one out, and I've been thinking about this a long time. So I'll probably try and get some more of these random thoughts in my head, like how I'm training, because we're actually training a new person right now. So I always think in my head, man, I should do a video on that for you guys. And so I came in today, knocked one out for you. But hopefully you guys subscribe. If you're not, give us that thumbs up. It helps the old algorithm, whatever the heck that thing is. And yeah, thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys later.